Did you know that every child of God, including you, has guardian angels assigned to protect them? However, there are times when these angels may choose not to respond. But why? What could be the reasons for these celestial beings to opt not to act on our behalf? The answer might surprise you. Let's explore together the 7 reasons why angels might remain silent. But before we do, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to keep up with more revelations like this. Number 1. You live a life without prayer. It might sound curious, but angels are unlikely to act in your life if you don't maintain a constant practice of prayer. For angels to work in your favor, you need to activate that connection through your prayers. Even if you are in danger, if you choose not to pray, they may also choose not to intervene. Your prayers, aligned with the Word of God, are what authorize angels to act on your behalf. As it says in Psalm 91, He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. The word command is crucial here. You must authorize angelic intervention through prayer. In the Garden of Gethsemane, when the soldiers came to arrest Jesus, He said something powerful, as recorded in Matthew chapter 26. Do you think I cannot call on my Father, and He will at once put at my disposal more than 12 legions of angels? Jesus made it clear that if He had asked, He would have received the necessary angelic assistance. However, He chose not to because He knew He needed to fulfill His destiny on the cross. In another instance, in chapter 10 of the book of Daniel, the angel said to Daniel, "Since the first day that you set your mind to gain understanding, and to humble yourself before your God, your words were heard, and I have come in response to them." This phrase, "I have come in response to them," indicates that Daniel's prayers and pleas were the reason for the angel's visit. This demonstrates the power of prayer and how it can move the spiritual realm. The lesson is clear. Angels listen to the voice of your words. If you don't pray, they have no way to respond or act on your behalf, just like being in an emergency and not calling for help. Number 2, the wrong atmosphere. The second reason your angels might not respond is if you are surrounded by an inappropriate spiritual atmosphere. Angels are extremely sensitive to the spiritual environment around you. Certain atmospheres can be so restrictive and oppressive that angels find it difficult to operate. For example, if you frequent a place where God is not properly served or where dubious practices are carried out, angels will not operate in that environment because it is contaminated. Similarly, if in your home you engage in actions that do not please God, that environment will be unfavorable for angelic activity. In the book of Revelation chapter 2, when Jesus rebuked the corrupt church of Thyatira, He said, "I have this against you. You tolerate that woman Jezebel, who calls herself a prophetess. By her teaching, she misleads my servants into sexual immorality and the eating of food sacrificed to idols." In the letter to the church of Thyatira, Jesus expressed His rebuke. "You tolerate Jezebel, who calls herself a prophetess. She misleads my servants into sexual immorality and the eating of food sacrificed to idols." Through Jezebel's perverse influence, the church opened the doors to perversion and idolatry. Although that church had an angel assigned, nothing could be done because the environment was corrupted. It is essential to evaluate what you allow in your life, from what you watch and listen to the people who influence you. Practices and beliefs that promote immorality, the worship of false gods, or that fill the heart with greed and violence, pollute the spiritual environment, making it toxic for angelic activity. To reverse this situation, it is necessary to purify the environment in which you live and maintain standards of holiness. Remove all influences that do not please God and replace them with praise, the Word of God in audio, joyful fellowship, and the presence of Jesus. By doing so, angels will feel free to operate around you because darkness and light cannot coexist. Number 3, tests of faith. Sometimes angels may not intervene if you are going through a period of testing or strengthening of your faith. This happens because if God is testing your faith, angelic intervention could hinder the divine purpose. It is rare to find in the Bible a situation where an angel interrupted someone during a test sent by God. A clear example is that of Adam and Eve. When they were tempted by Satan, no angel was sent to help them. They needed to face the temptation on their own. The angels only appeared afterward, not before. The same happens in the life of Jesus, who in Matthew chapter 4 did not ask for angelic help to resist the temptations in the desert, as that period of testing was necessary to prepare him for ministry. The angels only came after the test was over. Angels only came. Similarly, in the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they were thrown into the fiery furnace, God did not prevent them from being thrown into the flames or rescue them before the time. The fourth man only appeared after they entered the fire. If you feel surrounded by the flames of affliction and notice that the angels are distant, know that the Lord is testing and refining your faith through the fire. 1 Peter chapter 1 assures us, these trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold. Number 4, disobedience. Angels may remain silent if there is unconfessed sin or disobedience in our lives. We cannot expect help from heaven while we indulge in habits that draw us away from God. For example, in 1 Samuel chapter 28, when King Saul disguised himself and illegally visited the witch of Endor, the scriptures record that he inquired of the Lord, but the Lord did not answer him. Why did heaven remain silent? Because Saul was involved in necromancy, something God had expressly forbidden. Another example is in Joshua chapter 7, when Achan stole consecrated items from Jericho, bringing God's judgment upon Israel. The Lord said to Joshua, "Get up. Why are you lying on your face like this? Israel has sinned." This deliberate disobedience raises barriers between us and heaven, cutting off communication and divine help. Therefore, if you have been involved in deceit or kept secret sins, now is the time to fully open up before God. By repenting sincerely, you will see the angels once again empowered to support you. Number 5, being out of God's will. A significant reason why angels might not intervene is when you are out of God's will. Angels are primarily concerned with protecting God's plan and purpose for your life. This is evident in the story of Balaam, as told in Numbers chapter 22. Balak hired Balaam to curse Israel, but when Balaam began his journey to meet with Balak, the scriptures say that God's anger was kindled against him because he was acting against divine will. The angel of the Lord then blocked Balaam's path and nearly killed him. Even when Balaam beat his donkey to make it move forward, the animal refused because it saw the angel of the Lord blocking the way. The angel was preventing Balaam from continuing in his disobedience. When you consciously choose sin or follow a path that God has forbidden, you should not expect angelic help. Angels know they cannot help us violate God's commandments. They will only assist us when we are submitted to the divine will. Number 6, lack of faith. The scriptures teach that it shall be done according to your faith. Although angels possess incredible power, they act based on our faith, which gives them jurisdiction to operate. When the women went to Jesus' tomb in Luke chapter 24, they found 2 angels who asked, "Why do you seek the living among the dead? He is not here, he has risen." However, these angels only revealed themselves after the women demonstrated faith by going to the tomb, expecting to find Jesus' body. Similarly, in Acts chapter 12, when Peter was imprisoned, an angel came and guided him out of the prison, past 2 guarded gates, and into the city streets. But the angel only intervened after the saints had gathered to pray fervently for Peter's release. The angel responded to those faith-filled prayers. Therefore, if you feel your angels are inactive, it's time to awaken your own faith. Start declaring every promise about angels that the scriptures contain. Meditate on accounts of angelic activity until you are filled with confident expectation. By increasing your faith, you will realize that the angels have always been there, just waiting for your yes. Number 7, it's not God's timing. The final reason your angels may seem inactive is that it may simply not be God's timing for them to intervene. We see this with Daniel when in chapter 10 the angel says to him, "Do not be afraid, Daniel. Since the first day that you set your mind to gain understanding and to humble yourself before your God, your words were heard, and I have come in response to them." This messenger was sent from the first day Daniel began to pray, but heavenly timing is meticulous, something we cannot always understand or predict. We live in an age of instant gratification where we expect everything immediately, but God operates on a different, slower timeline that aims to stretch our faith and refine our character while we wait. God's delays are not denials. Rest assured, the angels are aware of your situation. At the right moment, they will intervene and reveal the breakthrough you have been praying for. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel to keep seeing more fascinating and amazing videos. God bless you, and see you next time.